I got digital dash, can't ride with a op. I walk in the store and I buy the stock. I hide in the bins and pull out the lot. Got Tiffany diamond, it cost me a lot. They flying like birds, but drop on this hot. 400 degrees, I burned up the block. Burn out, make one call, they turn out. CC the gang, get the word out. When the shit getting hot, you the first out. Cover my wrist with a watch and I flooded with rocks. Now I look at the time all day. Be how I rap through your block and I drop off the top and I know you can see my face. You my dog at the end, don't care what the bitches say.
So we back with another video. Today we got y'all boys with a jump shot video. Now, it's about that time. Moving on towards 2K24. This jump shot video gonna have everything that you need and more for the rest of 2K23. Now I know it's a lot of people that's not gonna be able to get 2K24 off rip. I'm gonna try to do a giveaway for people so they can get it off rip, but everybody can't win giveaways. So I'm gonna try to give y'all as much info in this video as possible for the remainder of 2K, for as long as you're gonna have 2K23 and then on. But yeah, today we're gonna give y'all the jump shots. We're gonna give you guys the best shot time and release. We're gonna give you guys the best shooting badges, even give you guys the best fade, all in this one video. If you guys do want more videos like this come NBA 2K24, or if you're just ready for 2K24, just drop a like on the video, but subscribe if you're new. Without further ado, let's hop into it. Let's go! Alright, so hopping into it, when it comes to the best jump shots in the game, I'm not going to waste y'all time. We're going to hop straight into the thing that most y'all are going to come for. Now, when it comes to all the extra info, that's going to be at the end of the video. So if you guys do want the shot release, the badges, the fade, all that will be later. Maybe the fade will be after the jump shots, but yeah. We're going to start this joint off with the guard jump shots and move our way up. So when it comes to the best guard jump shots, I got the regular. The regular jump shot, in my opinion, that is the meta. The KPJ is the best base in the game, in my opinion, for the guard. Now when I'm saying guards, I'm saying the 6'4" and under. These builds only get certain bases. You played the game this long, you should understand that. But yeah, KPJ is the first base I would have to recommend. The backup that I like to go with a lot is the Kyle Lowry. That's one that I use as my backup. I'm not messing with KPJ, because one reason why I do have a backup is because sometimes KPJ just can be too fast and I get annoyed with it, especially on next gen where you get like a million different jump shot timings. I just go to something a little bit more natural, a little bit more smooth. I go with Kyle Lowry. Now, on a build, those are the jump shots I use if I'm not on a build like I am on right now, where I can get a 92. And in my opinion, the best one for real is Steph Curry. Steph Curry actually this year may be the best jump shot in the total game. Now, the reason why a lot of people don't use it is because you need, just to even use the base, a 91 mid-range at a 91.3. And if you want to use it with even like some of the best releases in the game, it goes up to a 92. So yeah, Steph Curry is just a little bit tougher to use. That's why I give those other ones, because if I'm on a build that only had like an 85, for instance, 89, I can't even use Steph Curry. I gotta go with one of the other two. It's just that simple. Now, there are other jump shots or bases you can use. Now, if you want like an off-brand Curry, you're gonna be able to use like a Markelle Fultz. Markelle Fultz is another base in the game. It's pretty much the exact same thing as Curry, except you only now need an 81. Now, it's a couple of different things like that. Now, another thing you can do for bases, for a guard, you can just look at NBA. If you know anything about the NBA, just think of guards that can shoot. From Damian Lillard, Trae Young, Kyrie Irving. Just think of anybody that can shoot. They're probably gonna have a good base in the game. Darius Garland. Just literally, like even all time, Steve Nash, Steve Kerr. It doesn't matter. They're gonna have a really good base in the game. Even guys like Shea have decent bases in the game. Now, one that I want to actually pay attention to is one that's kind of been popular in previous years is the Ticino jump shot, the Trey Burke. Now, Trey Burke, in my opinion, is actually the worst of the three iterations of this jump shot. So you have Trey Burke, then you have Malcolm Brogdon, which is the one I probably recommend the most out of all three of them. And then you have the one that came out in like the first season that I guess most people be using, but it takes the most to be able to use it, and that's the Allen Iverson. And you can use this easily. You can get pretty decent shot attributes on this jump shot. Now, when it comes to the releases that I would recommend, I use Stephen Curry, I use Oscar. On guards, it's a little bit more difficult to get you the perfect releases, but again, like I said with the basics, just think of a guard that can shoot, whether it be right now, all time, it doesn't really matter. The guards is honestly the easiest. I would say the bigs have the least options, Swings have probably the most overpowered options, but yeah, guards is probably the easiest because you can just use anything, and it really won't be that big of a deal. I'm not gonna say it's not gonna make a big of a difference, because it definitely does, but it won't be that big of a deal if you use some of the better people instead of just the meta ones, if that makes sense. But yeah, that's what I would have to recommend for the releases. I always go max speed. If you don't know how the guard 6'4" and under, you actually get 5 different speeds instead of 4 when you are in swing, and instead of 3 if you're on a big. So yeah, I always max that joint out. I like to go 75 25, 65 35, 50 50, and 85 15. Sometimes even just go straight towards Oscar. It doesn't really matter. On these guard ones though, I don't really recommend doing that because these jump shots are much faster than swings and bigs. So that's one thing I have to say. But yeah, that's what I would have to say for the guards. I put a lot of time into that one. Let's keep it moving. All right, now when it comes to the swings, I'm gonna be honest. Swings, y'all have the best of the best in the entire game. I could go over swings for a solid like 20 minutes, but let's keep it in video form. When it comes to what I recommend the most, when it comes to the totality of this game, Kyle Kuzma. Kyle Kuzma has been the best jump shot in the game to me for swings since season 1. Now scratch that a little bit, really just in season 4, and I kind of started to switch it up a little bit because they started going a little crazy with switching up the jump shot times. Now season 2, when they started hitting hard with it, but then season 4, it felt like it just got worse and worse and worse as the seasons went on, so I started to use other things. Now, I still recommend Kuzma because in my opinion, to this day, I feel like it's the easiest to green with, no matter if you want a swing where you're trying to be a guard, no matter if you're trying to be a lock, no matter if you're trying to be just a sharp, it doesn't really matter. I think Kuzma is the best one in the game. Now, I have other ones to go over. We have a backup. Now, this has been the backup all year. Really start since like season 3, I've been using it as my backup, and this is really probably the best spot up swing jump shot in the game in my opinion, especially if you're a 6'7" or 6'8". Really good. If you're a 6'6", still pretty decent. It's just a little bit faster, and if you're a 6'5" or a 6'9", it's alright. You know what I'm saying? I would still personally recommend 6'5", 6'9", or really mainly 6'9" Kuzma. So yeah, Batorian Prince. If you're a spot up, you're a lock, you're a sharp, green bean. I can't stress it enough. Now, let's go over these other ones. Now, in the last one, I gave y'all boys what I think is like the best for like the high rating. Now, Ray Allen is a really good one. Kyle Korver is a really good one. Let me just try to give y'all all of them right here. Kyle Korver, Jimmy Butler, Kobe Bryant, Vince Carter, KCP. That's all the ones I can think of off the top of my head. All of those are really solid ones. Gary Clark is even really decent. Brissett is one that a lot of people love. I'm not really gonna recommend that to a lot of people because a lot of people be like, bro, this joint is broke, and I don't like it at all. So yeah, that joint broke. But a lot of people do like that one. Yeah, but there's 2 I want to go over. Lance Stevenson is really made a couple waves later on in the year because this was like a newer one. J.R. Smith is another one that rated a couple waves at the end of the year that is really decent. This kind of reminds me of Kuzma a little bit, but like it's a little different. But yeah, those are 2 newer ones that you can also use. Now, when it comes to ones I would personally recommend the most, the backup ones, definitely Eric Pascal. If you want something that's gonna be nice and smooth, the only thing I say is it looks like this actually. If you want a jump shot that has like a sync where you can like look at and just be able to time it, this one is probably the best one. As soon as you start going forward a little bit on the jump shot, or as soon as you reach like your peak on like how high you're going up, you can just release it. It's just that simple. Now, the next one before we get into what I think is the best one in the game as of right now, Scottie Pippen, or what I think is my favorite one right now. Scottie Pippen, definitely really solid jump shot. I think this is more of a spot up, but you can use this as a guard too. The last one you can use it as spot up, a guard, sharp, it doesn't really matter. This last one though, I think this is more of a spot up one, but you can use it as a guard and be really good. You can use it as a sharp and be really good. I think it's really more of a sharp spot up lock jump shot, but you can definitely use this on a guard. Now, this has been my favorite jump shot really since like season 6, Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris has been very automatic for me. And what makes it really nasty is if you want to pair it alongside This is not the actual jump shot I really be using with it. I'm just showing you guys the basics right now. So don't pay too much attention to the releases. Those are just the releases I just put for all the jump shots. But yeah, base, definitely Tobias Harris. Now let's get into the releases since we started to talk about it. In my opinion, the best releases in the game, hands down, have to be Sadiq Bey, Oscar. Those two are the best ones. If you're a swing, best ones. Now, when it comes to the other ones to pair alongside that, Devin Booker, really solid. Larry Bird, really solid. Jason Tatum, Klay Thompson. There's some other ones that I may be forgetting, but those are the best ones off the top of my head. Now, when it comes to Sadiq Bey and Oscar, unless you just want the fastest jump shot ever, I wouldn't recommend using that. That's gonna make the jump shot super fast, especially if you're an early shot release timing or a very early shot release timing. It's gonna be super duper fast. But if you do want to do that, I would only recommend that if you're using Tobias Harris. Or nah, I would really only no. If you are a spot up, it's gonna be really OP with Tobias Harris is what I say. If you can learn it, because it's gonna be really uncontestable. But I would just say you want to pair that alongside one of the other ones. If you're using Kuzma, I would use Oscar and Larry. Perfect combination. But you can mix and match these across all those bases I showed you guys, and it'll be still straight. I'm gonna be honest. Now, max speed, like I said on the guard, you only get 4 of them. I mostly do like 75, 25, 65, 35, 60, 40. If I'm on a swing, I'm gonna be honest. And that's pretty much the jump shots for the swings. And last but not least, before we pretty much end off this video and give y'all the rest at the end, the big man. Now, I'm gonna be honest, the big man, y'all don't really have much. It just kind of is what it is. One thing I'll say off the rip when it comes to these bases, I would say go with some of them rookies. The rookies got some faster ones, but if you just want some of the best of the best, I'm gonna be honest, y'all be killing me, but the best ones for the bigs, they kind of just have the higher requirements. So I'm gonna give y'all these, and then I'm gonna give y'all the rest. So when it comes to the bigs, the ones I personally would recommend, first one, Chris Bosh. I've been saying this all year. Chris Bosh is a good one, but look, you have to have an 84 jump shot to use that. A lot of bigs don't really have that. The next one, Kevin Durant. Let's see how high of a jump shot you gotta have this. You gotta have an 85 jump shot just to use it. A lot of bigs not having that. So yeah, off the rip, it was another one. It was another one. And LaMarcus Aldridge. Gotta have an 86. That's even higher. So yeah, I'm gonna be honest, it's just really tough when it comes to the best of the best for the bigs. But the ones I would personally recommend for the people that have a little bit lower, not even a little bit, a lot lower ratings. The Thanasis Antetokounmpo is a really solid base for bigs. Y'all don't really have much to work with. Again, Paolo Banchero, Jabari Smith, those are also really good when I was talking about the rookies, so I want to make sure that's known. Giannis is okay, but it's a lot higher, and I would rather just use Thanasis if I was you. Bielitsa is a really solid base. You only need a 69 mid or 3 or even mid-range to use this. And Ocean percent obviously, but it's a tough one to recommend because a lot of people be saying it don't really work for them. So I've said this enough in videos to know that people don't like it. Marcus Chris is an old one, but it's not really the same jump shot. They changed it this year, so yeah, that's kind of what it is. Karl-Anthony Towns has a really solid jump shot as well. You need a 78 for that. So if you want to use that, that's what I'll say. But we're going to, for video purposes, we're going to just stick with the Thanasis Antetokounmpo because it's going to be the easiest one to use. When it comes to releases, Kelly Olynyk is kind of like the good one if you want like to lower your rating on your jump shot. But if you actually want the best releases, let me give you guys the best releases. So kind of like how I said on the last one, you had the Sadiq Beys, the Oscar. Those are the two best ones. In my opinion, I think the two best ones is Kevin Love and Duncan. Those are the two best ones I would say. So I'm going to put on Duncan. That's the one I really rather as my release. Now, you could go with Duncan and K Love and be straight. I'm going to be honest. You'll be really good with that. I can't lie. Kevin Love and, can I spell? Do I know how to spell? Okay, Kevin Love and Tim Duncan, you'll be straight with this. And you put up max speed, blend it, you'll be straight. But if you want to actually blend it and make it a little bit better, make it a little bit faster, I think Dirk Nowitzki or what's his name is just a little bit better to try to blend it. And you're going to have to blend it toward Dirk, and it's not the better one in my opinion. So it kind of is what it is. Now, either you're going to go with Dirk or you're going to go with Kelly Olynyk. Now, where's Kelly Olynyk? Can I spell? Oh my goodness. Okay, this is Kelly Olynyk. and it's gonna speed it up a lot. Now, it may not look like it's gonna have the best stats, but I'm telling you, this is just gonna be I'm telling you, big men are tough. I'm gonna be honest. When I made my big men, I made them 6'9". This had a little bit to do with it, because I don't like the big men jump shots that much. But I do have a big men just for y'all to test. I'm gonna be honest, it's just not it. It's just not it. But yeah, that's what I would really say for the big man. Max speed. Big man, you don't want to blend it too crazy. I would max go 65-35. You can blend it whichever way you want to go. 60-40 is good. 50-50 is what I usually use. But yeah, it just kind of is what it is. It's going to be kind of tough on y'all boys regardless, because y'all don't really have much to work with. Even if you use some of the better ones, the timing impact is kind of low. Like I said, if you want to go with some of the better ones, I would say Chris Bosh, Kevin Durant, and LaMarcus Aldridge. If some other ones, Bielitsa is a good one. That's a really solid one. Brissett is a popular one. But yeah, you can go with the 2 Rickies or Thanasis Antetokounmpo, and that would be the jump shots I would personally have to recommend for big man builds. All right, next is the dribble pull-up. So when it comes to the dribble pull-up, I had been using a little bit for the last season was the Bradley Beal. I'm not gonna lie, whether I was on my guard or pretty much anything like that. Now, if you're a little bit taller, you can go with the Michael Jordan. That's what I use a lot. Now, when it comes to other good ones for the guard, you can go with the Devin Booker, you can go with the Tyler Hero, you can go with the Trae Young. Those are really good, but you also can go with like one of the normals, you can go with one of the pros, and you can be really good with that too. Now, if you're a swing, I think Michael Jordan is by far the best one, but you can also go with the Devin Booker again, you can go with the Tyler Hero again, but those are the ones I personally recommend. Now, other ones that's good as guard that I did use for a little bit was the Ben McLemore and Donovan Mitchell. Now, if you are a big, I'm going to have to say that you're going to go with the Dirk Nowitzki or the Kevin Durant. That's pretty much what it is. I think you can't go with a normal, so I guess you can only go with a basic or KD or the Dirk. So that just kind of is what it is. All right, now for the spin jumpers. Now, when it comes to spin jumpers, not really crazy catalog, because, yeah, you got the Trae Youngs, you got the Nate Robinsons, you got the Allen Iversons, you got the Stephen Curry, the KDs, the Dirk. But let's be for real. You can use the pro whether you're a swing or a guard. So if you're a swing or guard, that's one of the best ones in the game. But normal, you can use that if you're a guard, a swing, or a big. And I think that's the best total one in the game. I think the pro and normal are the 2 best ones in the game. I'm more so gonna go with pro if I'm just kind of use that. Not every really game, but I'm gonna only use it once every so often when I'm late in the shot clock, don't really have nothing, I just need something to bail me out. I'm gonna do a spin back and get me a green bean. It's that simple. So yeah, that's what I use pro for. But if you are a real life shot creator, you really do this for real, normal is gonna be the one for you. Facts. All right, next is the hop jumper. Now I've heard that people be doing like an animation glitch to be able to get Kyle Lowry on pretty much any of their builds. That's kind of crazy. But yeah, Jason Tatum is a very popular one for a lot of people swing, so they can do this little glitch, like a speed boost glitch. But like, yeah, it's not that deep, bro. I'm gonna be honest, it's really not that deep. It's not even that significant. Now it may be for like comp and stuff like that, but like, yeah, it just kind of is what it is. I'm not one of those people that really be doing that. But Kyle Lowry, I've been saying that's the best hop jumper since like day one, since season 1. Allen Iverson is really good. If you want to do like some flashy stuff, Allen Iverson, James Harden, Stephen Curry, Seth Curry, Devin Booker is really good. You can go with Pro 2 is decent. Normals, all those are really good. Now when it comes to the swings, you can go with the pros, the normals, the Devin Booker, the Harrison Barnes. You can go with Luka on that, James Harden, the Zach LaVine, again, like I said, the Jason Tatum, but those are the ones I personally have to recommend. Trae Young is another good one for like the guards. When it comes to the bigs, the Dirk Nowitzkis, the Jokic's, the Kevin Durant's, but I think you really more so want to go with like some of the normals. But the Jokic is actually really, really good. That's actually one of the best hop jumpers in the game, and only bigs can get it. So yeah, that's what I have to say for the hop jumpers. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today's video. If you guys want more videos like this, just make sure to show the support by liking and subscribing. I've been going crazy on the streams lately on the backup channel, so all you gotta do if you want to be in tune to those, just make sure to go follow me down in the description. Click those links. Make sure you follow me on Kick. Make sure you follow me on Twitch. You can join the Discord if you want to be more connected with me in all those type of situations. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today. If you guys want more, make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe if you're new. Make sure you go down and look at all of my backup channels and see if you mess with any of that stuff. I got a channel for pretty much anything: NBA, music, NFL. It don't matter. Just go and look and see if you like any of this stuff. Make sure you subscribe to what you like, and you ain't even got to subscribe to nothing else. But that's going to be pretty much it for today. If you guys want more, make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe. Share this video to anybody that will help. all that good stuff out the way though, it's your boy Fitz out the build.
Tell them to bring me my money.
Yeah! Alright, next is the shot release timing. Now, when it comes to shot release timing, we thought this was a lot of different things, but literally all this is the flick of the wrist. So, when it came to a lot of people when the game first came out, they were saying the jump shots this year wasn't based off the base. It's based off the releases, which is like your wrist, which is it's true. It's actually true. But the bases, it is based off, you can base it off your bases and you can base it off your releases. Now, if you base it off your releases and just watch your releases every single time, you're never going to really have that issue of like the difference in timings, because if you just look at your wrist every single time and time it based off your wrist, you'll be perfectly fine. It's going to be different timings, but you can pretty much get a green every single time, no matter what your release is, no matter what your timing impact is, based off your release. And the way your releases can alter is your shot timing release time. You can put this to early, very early, late, or very late. But a lot of people that's mastered the release timing, like Steezo, he even did a video on this, and he uses very late. Now, me, I can't do that. That's way too slow. But what you would see is just go to like the Pro-Am facility. If you're on current gen, go to your My Court, go to the Gatorade facility. If you're on next gen, go anywhere where you can test your jump shot and just keep changing the release timing and look how slow or fast your wrist goes. If you put it on very early, it's gonna be a snap. It's gonna be an instant snap of the wrist. You put it on very late, it's gonna be going like you can literally just watch your wrist. Now, this is very odd because, like I said, if you put it on very early, it's like the snap of the wrist. But at the same time, the way you time it based off looking at your wrist is also kind of different, because you put it on very early, as soon as you see that hand get all the way back, it's gonna snap instantly forward. So as soon as you see it go all the way back, you release the button. Same thing with all these other ones, but it's like a different mesh point you gotta time it for, from what I've experienced. Now, it may not be the same for you, but I use Oscar Robertson for a majority of my releases, and it makes it very, very simple for me. Let me make sure I change that back to early, because we all know that this year there's been a very, 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 very big issue with 2K resetting your shot timing and your animation. So let me not tweak on that. Now, another recommendation I have for people that really do have an issue with like the difference of timings, if you don't want to look at your release on your build, like when you're shooting, you don't want to look at your wrist every single time, just put on your shot meter. Now, there are some shot meters better than others, so if you want the best one, in my opinion, for shooting, I would say Comet. Let's hop into it. So when it comes to the guard jump shots, the idle one, in my opinion, is Curry. Now, there are actually Curry replicas within the game. You got Markelle Fultz, you got Brissett, and there's actually some other ones that's very, very similar to the Curry base. The only thing is, when it comes to the Curry shot, you're gonna pretty much be able to have the best shot attributes. Now, let's go over before we go too in detail on jump shots, because I gave y'all jump shots at the beginning, but that's not the full totality of the jump shots we're gonna give y'all in this video, because it's not actually that simple. So, when it comes to the shot attributes, first thing we need to go over is going to be the release speed. Now, release speed on all three different dynamic builds is different. So if you make a big, which is 6'10" and up, you only get 3 different release speed choices. If you make a release speed, which is a wing, where a lot of people make, which are 6'8", 6'9", you only get 4 different speed choices. If you make it as a guard, which is, I would say is 6'4" and under, you get 5 different choices. Now, that is gonna make your guards be able to have a lot faster jump shots, but that's not the only thing. Depending on your height, you're gonna have faster jump shots. So if you're 6'6" and below, which is the wings, you're gonna have a faster jump shot than a 6'8" or 6'9". Same thing as if you're tall, like a 6 or 7 foot and up, you're gonna have a faster jump shot than a 6'9" or 6'8". That's not even just talking about the different release speeds. So that's something that you gotta understand. Then when it comes to these attributes, we can go over every single one. Now, release speed is pretty simple. That's just pretty much gonna be how fast your jump shot is, but it can be very much capped a lot of times. Why? Release height. Now, sometimes on the release height, it'll give you A+, but you're not getting up as high as other jump shots, and it'll be an A. But the thing that you gotta understand with a release height, sometimes depending on the jump shot, now this is depending on the jump shot, it'll actually give you an A+ release speed, but you won't have the same, like it won't be as fast as say a LaMelo, which gets really high. Because sometimes the higher you go, the slower the jump shot. Now, jump shots like LaMelo Ball, Stephen Curry, it doesn't really matter, but sometimes it does. So when you're looking at your bases and releases, you gotta understand that. Defensive immunity, that's pretty much the only way you can get like negate shot contest. Now, that's not just gonna be negating shot contest. That's gonna be kind of like how the Deadeye and Blinders new like tune is, where Deadeye and Blinders doesn't really like affect like negating shot contest. It just makes it easier to get greens on those certain things. Now, Blinders sometimes does, but not really. It just really makes it much easier to get greens. Now, the higher tier you go, the easier it's gonna be able to get greens and the more effect it's gonna have. Now, same thing with defensive immunity. The way defensive immunity is, it's gonna be doing that and also negating jump shots. So if you really want something to really be what you know as Deadeye of the past, you want your defensive immunity to be up. Now, last but not least, this is actually the biggest one, the timing impact. How does timing impact work in NBA 2K23? Now, I've seen a lot of people have hypotheses on this. I've seen people say it's like the new sniper badge, which even had me thinking that. And I was coming to y'all telling, I heard people say that. I never said it was 100% sure though, because I was studying. The timing impact has nothing to do with greens. Well, I guess it does, and to a certain extent, but your green window pretty much on all these jump shots, like you can have a F timing impact and have a bigger green window than Stephen Curry. The way timing impact actually works is, if you've ever felt like you get a consistent amount of different timing, say you got the fast jump shot, you got the slow jump shot. You ever heard people say that? That's because of the timing impact. Timing impact pretty much is, if you get a contest, you know how it speeds up your jump shot, it's not gonna be as fast. You know how sometimes when you're out of stamina, your jump shot slows down? It's not gonna slow down as much based off the timing impact. Now, when it comes to timing impact, you really can't have that A+ if you don't know if you have max release speed, because the way release speed works, it's kind of crazy. That's why people thought it was based off like it was widening the green window. But the only way to really widen the green window as much as possible is lowering your release speed. So at the end of the day, it does affect your green window, but timing impact does much more than that. So yes, it does affect your green window, but it's mainly to show you guys like the impact on your green window and how fast your jump shot becomes or how slow your jump shot becomes based off the situation. Because this year they've made it to where when you shoot from further out, which we are gonna go over, you can pretty much green from anywhere on this game. Even without limitless badge or take, you can pretty much shoot from anywhere on this game. It's just really small green window. And the way timing impact affects that, it'll make it a lot easier to green, which is why Curry has one of the best timing impacts in the game, because Curry can shoot from really far. People like Damian Lillard have a higher timing impact because they can shoot from really far. Trae Young, a lot of those players that can shoot from really far have a good timing impact. So timing impact affects anytime you can like say that your jump shot is altered, whether it's your green window, whether it's your jump shot getting faster or slower, the timing impact affects that. Moving on into the shooting badges. Shooting badges, we got the same tiers. Let's just hop into it. Agent 3 is easily a broken, overpowered badge. Just off the fact that it's not just for off the dribbles, and a lot of these guards like to do the fades, makes it broken. But the fact that it's anytime you're just shooting off the dribble, but it's not like just fades, you can even do standstills, that has to mean something. So yeah, I'm about to say that's broken. Amped is a very interesting badge. On current gen, I would say Amped is top tier. On next gen, it depends on the build. If I'm using a small guard, I think it's top tier. But if it's like one of the big guards, 6'7", 6'8", 6'9", especially 6'9", I think it's don't use. Now, I think I found the reason why my jump shot be changing so much ever since first season. I've been making more builds. First season, I was really only using my 99 6'9" build. But as the seasons went on, I tried to have more fun. I made different builds for different situations, and I don't have that 99 stamina on any of the other builds. I only have a 90. So I think that may be why my jump shot changes so much more since season 1. Where other people, I don't see having that same experience. So I think that may be why. But even still, Amped all the way since season 1, even with this stuff like that, I have not really messed with Amped. but I'm gonna have to say it's top tier because it is really important to have it on a small guard, even on next gen, and it still is very important or extremely important to have it if you're not on next gen. Current gen is one of the better shooting badges or important shooting badges. Blinders is arguably top tier with like the dribble moves people love to use on this game, but I'm gonna have to say yeah, it's top tier. All right, shooting is gonna be tough to not have too many top tier. Catch and shoot is top tier. Like if you're spot up, that's the by far most important badge. Claymore, this is a badge that's like if you're spotting up, catching and shooting, it's the best badge. But if you're like off the ball, like mover, and you catching and shooting, it's not gonna be good for you, because the way Claymore works is the longer you sit still or spot up, the more boost you're gonna get towards that shot that you take. Clutch shooter, this is another badge that I have to say is top tier. When it comes to any point, like after 14 points in a part game, you're gonna get a significant boost to like your shooting ability. In the fourth quarter and overtime to close games, it's gonna give you a significant boost. And when it comes to free throws in the second half of games, it's gonna give you a significant boost to that type of stuff, depending on how high of a tier of clutch shooter you have. Comeback kid, this is a badge that I would say is usable. Now, if you're losing a lot, if you're a loser, you have to be down 7 though. Like even if you're a loser and you only like losing close games, it's not gonna really do much. You have to be down 7 or more for this badge to really be activating. So it's only useful in those situations, but it does give you a significant boost in those situations. But to be honest with you, yeah, it's gonna be kind of tough. So yeah, I would have to say that's usable. Corner specialist, I'm gonna say is usable because yeah, people gonna be in the corner, so there's gonna be times, but it just doesn't give you a significant boost. But it does do something, but it's just like not as big of a deal as the catch and shoots or the claymores and stuff like that. Deadeye, in my opinion, is another top tier badge. Pretty much, it's anytime somebody's closing out. I was gonna say something crazy. Anytime somebody's closing out from the front, bro, that is gonna be crazy. And I just think about what I was gonna say. But yeah, anytime somebody's closing out from in front of you, coming straight from in front of you, not peripheral. Peripheral is really more so blinders. Like if they're coming out from the sides, that's gonna be more blinders. But from the front, Deadeye, that's gonna be really important. I think that's more so for spot ups, more so for like bigger guards, because I don't think big guards are really going to be using screens as much. I think this is more so ISO players. Blinders is more so screen users. This is more so ISO players, but also blinders is more so for small guards that have those good crab drill moves as well. But yeah, I only have to say blinders and Deadeye are both still really good badges. Green Machine, in my opinion, is arguably the best shooting badge in the game, especially since the fact that you're never going to have to have it as a tier 3 on next gen. Current gen, maybe it's not as important, but definitely it's still a good badge. So yeah, guard up. When it comes to guard up, I'm gonna have to say guard up is guard up. I like guard up a lot. I like guard up a lot because on next gen, it's never a tier 3 badge, where blinders and Deadeye is always a tier 3 badge. But those are better badges. So guard up is only good for situations where your defender is not getting his hand up. If he's getting his hand up, it still has to be in the right situation. If they have it in the wrong situation or in the wrong spot, depending on where you are, especially for fades, it's really OP. So I think guard up is really broken for fades, but I'm gonna still put it usable because I just don't want to put too much in. Top tier, limitless range is definitely broken. Like the higher you have this, the deeper you gonna be able to shoot. Midi magician, this is gonna be good for like mid ranges. When it comes to Mini Magician, that's about it. Anything mid-range is going to be OP. So, that's what I'll say. I'm going to have to say it's build specific, but I mean, I'm going to say usable. Slippery off ball, this is going to be good for people that move off the ball, but I think this is not enough badge points. Because even still, you can steal decks without it, but it is really overpowered. So, like, if you do want to use this, it's a really, really good badge. But it's just other badges you can use to help you be able to shoot while moving off the ball. This is only gonna help you move off the ball, if that makes sense. Space Creator, yeah, I'm gonna be honest, both of these going top tier. Both of these just deserve it. Space Creator is gonna be really, really important in terms of the fact that when you do a hop back, just like the LeBron, AI, Curry, Kyrie, any of those, Damian Lillard, if you do the hop back with those, it's gonna be Space Creator. It's gonna activate. But anytime you do a hop jumper, it's gonna be Space Creator. I think even if you do a spin jumper, but I'm not sure on spin jumpers. I know for like hop jumpers and hop backs, but I'm not 100% sure on spin jumpers. I know spin jumpers and hop jumpers are for what is it called? For the shot creator takeover on next gen, but I'm not sure if it's for Space Creator. But volume shooter, the more you shoot, the higher make percentage you're gonna have on that next shot, and the higher make percentage on each shot, the bigger your green window. Volume shooter is gonna be really important for people that shoot a lot of shots so that they can get a lot of greens. Alright, man. So I've been streaming pretty consistently. We're going live every day, consistent hours, doing all different types of content, not just 2K. Now, if you messing with that, YaboiFitz on Twitch, your YaboiFitz on Kick with 3 Z's. I guess I'm just not like that. I couldn't get the regular name. But yeah, if you do want to show some support for your boy, I would appreciate it. It's really just that simple. Links in the description.
You will get caught.